which is moving away from the tank by like a fist or so. It's just counterproductive. But even for tall people, it might not be ideal as well. Sitting like that, the question is, what do I hold myself onto? So, what could I do to fix this? Well, the thing that everybody else always tell you not to ever do. Get closer to the tank. There are three important aspects that define a good body position, apart from it looking nice in the photos. First is being comfortable when riding, that's given. Second is helping the motorcycle do its job by counteracting the bike's natural tendency to stand up and go straight. That's beneficial when you're fast enough to actually need it. And third is being able to hold yourself onto the bike, mostly using your lower body in order to keep your hands relaxed on the handlebars, especially mid-corner while in high lean. In this video, we'll focus on the last one, while also covering the other two in the process. But before we start, let me introduce myself so that you know I'm here to help you. My name is Mike. I'm a professional motorcycle racing instructor from Poland. I've been riding bikes my whole life, and since 2014 I've been practically living on the tracks, moving from one track to the other in my race van. And since 2019 I've been coaching other riders as well, both on and off the racetrack. First things first, let me emphasize that I don't want to make a religion out of the body position topic because it's totally subjective. Treat this video as some kind of guide with different options that you can choose when searching for your perfect body position. Perfect meaning very good for you. As I already mentioned, what really matters is to make yourself comfortable and steady on the bike, so that you can ride with less fatigue and perform your best, being smooth and staying concentrated the whole time. That's also how it looks like during our simulator trainings with my students. We are trying different options to find the optimal body grip points and the comfort for a given rider, among all the other things that we practice on the simulator, because it's much more complex than just a simple body position training. Let's start with discussing one of the most common things that you can hear throughout the motorcycle community when it comes to the body position, which is moving away from the tank by like a fist or so. Especially if you're a short person like me, 168 centimeters is just counterproductive. But even for tall people, it might not be ideal as well. Sitting like that, the question is, what do I hold myself onto? Of course, in the fast, long corners, external forces help me a lot, so it might be hard to catch at first glance. But if you're talking about technical slow corners like a hairpin, or here on the simulator where only gravity applies, it's quite obvious that I would be gripping the handlebars really hard not to fall off the bike. And that's the real problem. Having only this part of my body, the outer knee, touching the tank, I've got not enough surface to hold onto to loosen my hands. My feeling of the bike is also limited. I can neither feel it with my lower body or through the bars because I grip them so hard. So, what could I do to fix this? Well, the thing that everybody else always tell you not to ever do. Get closer to the tank. That way, I've got plenty of my body gripping the tank, especially when I add my chest, parking it on the top of the tank. Even if I stick out my inner knee to drag it when needed, I still have a lot more grip than before, with just my outer knee holding onto the tank. If I need more grip on the front tire, I can rotate my hips into the turn, just like that. Then the inner knee is not able to stick out as much, but remember that the body position is progressive throughout the corner. Don't worry about that outer knee sticking out of the tank. It doesn't matter, because you get much more grip surface from the rest of your body that is now in contact with the tank. But Mike, you're so tiny, like Mark and many other riders, and I'm a big guy, so it doesn't apply to me, right? Well, not really. Even the tallest GP riders often use the same style. They are close to the tank during slow maneuvers and a bit to the back in fast corners, but still covering the tank as much as possible, holding to it properly. So it's not really only about your height, it's about the bike setup, your own preference, and the given circumstances, like an exact turn that you're in. As I said before, sitting that close is especially effective when all the external forces are not strong enough to help us keep our hands loose. Also, partly during hard acceleration phase and direction change. On the other hand, we rely on the hands a lot during heavy braking to support our upper body, and that's completely okay. The bike is not leaned then, and so the traction is there. But the slow points, especially with high lean, is where most of the riders struggle a lot, hanging for their lives onto the handlebars. And that's really wrong. It's hard to feel the bike and easy to lose the front wheel traction, while also exceptionally tiring for the rider. If you feel uncomfortable when riding, make sure to check and adjust the footpegs and handlebars. Being tall and having the bars too narrow and footpegs too much to the front and up will make you suffer and surely unable to try all of that. Another tip is, if you're too cramped sitting next to the tank somehow, even after fixing your handlebars and footpegs, you can think of a tank extension cover, which is longer than the standard one. It will give you more room while enabling you to be next to the tank. That is, if you really need it in the end. First, try it out yourself. Of course, we're normal human, not MotoGP riders, so how important is it for us? Physics is the same for everyone. What matters is your pace and your preference in the end. If you're doing it in a different way and can say that you're keeping the handlebars only for steering, then it's completely okay. You don't have to worry about it at all. On the other hand, if you struggle in the slow sections and during quick maneuvers, like a direction change for example, then this advice is exactly what you need to try yourself. It might be what you're looking for, supporting yourself with the tank properly. If you're a street rider, you probably don't need that kind of extreme body position anyway, unless you want to look cool. If you ride hard on the public roads, which I don't recommend, then it also matters. If you need any kind of help, I'm here for you. We can either train together, analyze your onboard video, or simply talk. I can also be your personal coach throughout the whole season, so we can train together and improve your riding step by step. If you're interested, check the links in the description, everything is in there. Please tell me, did you find this video somehow useful? Maybe I forgot to mention about something. If yes, please let me know down in the comments. I can elaborate on it so that you and other people can benefit from. Thanks for watching this video and see you in another one. Cheers, Mike.